The irony is I finally built a cover for it, a shed, and now it's got more bird shit on it than it ever had. The winch still works, but it needs to be rewired because she's frayed and rusted and buggered. Bit like you, eh, Po? These 1HZs are probably one of the best engines around as far as reliability goes. 4.2, or to be precise, 4163 cc's. Naturally aspirated. This is a truck that will go and go and go so long as you just do your basic maintenance. It'll keep on going. We were going to go for a hunt, but I strained my leg yesterday, so I'm a bit limpy today. You're a bit slow too, aren't you, after chasing that pig? Yeah, you wore yourself out, never caught it. Well, stopped it once and then it got away again. Old Nut's just chilling, and Johnny just wants to play with everybody. He's got so much energy. To be young again, eh, Johnny? Yep, he's full of it. Good boy. There you go, brothers, and the occasional sister. That's it. The Toyota Land Cruiser, which is the 70 series, which has been the truck of my dreams my entire life. And I actually used to have two of these. I had the LX as well, with a 13 BT in it, and I gifted it to a mate, Kev. He was a hunting mate, and he was such a good bastard on the hill. He'd done so much carrying, and I just had such a good time with him that when our hunting sort of career came to a bit of an end, fun, games, it wasn't a career. It was just like I'd come back from Europe and just wanted to hunt, and he was my hunting buddy. I gave him the LX, and I think he was blown away. It was a perfectly good one, and I gave it to him, and to this day I occasionally still see it getting round, and I don't regret for a moment giving it to him because he deserved it. He was a good bastard. Anyway, I wanted to park up somewhere. That's why I've got the tripod and find a place in the sun, because the sun's gone here. I'm onto my third walk day around the place with the dogs, and I've got to. I pulled something in my groin. I can walk without limping, but as soon as I put a bit of pressure on, it's like fuck. So I decided to have a quiet day today on the farm, park up with the paradise ducks in the paddock, and I just rung the two boys I was supposed to be taking out and said, sorry lads, we're not going for a hunt. I'll see how I feel this afternoon, but I don't think I'll be going anywhere. We'll see how we go, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be a go slow. And I want to talk about a few things with you guys and the odd girl listening. It's pretty tasty, doesn't it? Can you get into that too, are you, Po? Hey? Yeah, might suck up a tadpole in there. Oh, it's moving water, I don't think there's any tadpoles in there. Paste looks a bit stuffed today. I'll leave her alone, Johnny. Whack her in the chops. They're good, eh, Po? They're good, eh? Leave her alone, Johnny. Let her rest up, mate. Good girl. Good girl. Come on, let's get a seat and have a park up, eh? Come on. A couple of newborns this morning. Good to see. She always shows twins at sheep. She's a mixture of Lincoln and Merino. What's gotten her. We're going to be getting some rain coming up in the next 10 days, which will be good. Soften things up a bit. Be nice to have a bit of rain on my garden. I grew up in a poor family, and I want to talk about that in a minute. When I say poor, I don't mean really poor, I mean middle class to end as far as money goes. And one of the things I did as a kid to entertain myself, because I didn't have the things that other kids had, was I taught myself music. And a cheap harmonica like this could entertain me for hours, and today here I sit in front of you at the age of 60 and I still entertain myself. And most days I'll pick this up and have a play, and the dogs like it too. If your great grandparents were clever people and were smart people in a way that they made good decisions, but they also... Here, Nut! Come on, Nut! Good boy! Chances are that their children will grow up to be smart and also hard-working people too. And then their children... Get in, John! Get in, John! Got those lambs over there, and they've never seen lambs, or John hasn't, so I'm just keeping an eye on that. And then their children most likely would have been careful who they got paired off with and made smart decisions. Not always, Not always. Families don't always go that way, but often they do too. And often you leave it, Johnny, chasing the paradise ducks. You'll often get families that have children that are all successful. And a good case of that would be the Barretts, All Blacks, 3 sons, all Blacks. And this is what happens. So you could say, well, I wish I'd been born into one of those families rather than a poverty-stricken family that made bad choices, that wasn't smart, and also had bad interrelationship problems. Because the other thing too is families have to stay together, and to do that there's got to be a certain amount of commitment and a certain amount of luck, and because health problems can break people up. So there's a whole lot of things that come together. And if you were someone who was fortunate to be born into a stable family where there was love, and you got the right treatment as a child and the right treatment as you grew up through your adolescent years, and the support, and you were blessed with good genes from your parents, then chances are you got a pretty good life. But not everyone gets that. In fact, the majority of us don't. Majority of us have to make do with what we get. When we get to the age of 25, dog's still in, when we get about the age of 25, the world starts taking or looking at us a bit more serious, particularly for young men. Up until about the age of 25, you can get away with a lot of stuff. You can do a lot of dumbass shit. People go, oh, well, he's still young. But once you get sort of 25 and over, you got to start putting your big boy pants on and being a bit more responsible and acting more manly and mature and doing the right things. And this is why the world doesn't mind you if you're a bit silly when you're younger, but you better sort your shit out by the time you're 30, otherwise people will get a bit pissed off with you. I had this event happen about 3 days ago. It was a cool event, well, not an event, a thing happening. I met this young guy. He was his name was Ollie, and he had this V8 Land Cruiser 2023, and he had just thrown everything at it. He'd put all his money into it. He'd made some good decisions. He bought a ute earlier on and sold and made money on that, and he'd done all his. He was focused towards having this Land Cruiser, and he, at the age of 18, here he was, this late model, my dream truck. And I saw it, and I was in a cafe, and I saw it, and I saw this young guy sitting aside, and I thought, well, he surely can't own that. He was sitting there with 3 of his young mates. He's too young to own a truck like that. And there was no one else in there, and I said to him, do you own that truck? And he goes, yeah. So I was straight away intrigued by this young man, and got talking to him. I found out his story, and yes, his dad had helped him, but he'd also worked hard himself. He was working after school doing some running some moving machinery, and that's why he had the tow bar, so he could put the truck on the back for the diesel, the trailer on the back for the diesel. And clearly he'd been focused and gone towards us. And I did this video with him, and I showed the truck, and I was full of truck envy, and I was also full of admiration for this young man, because he was a polite, respectful, awesome young kid that had achieved a goal that I still haven't achieved in my life, and he was only 18. And I really want to say to that kid and to his parents, well done. Well done. Well done to his parents for being smart and staying together and building a relationship that lasted, and then supporting each other enough to make enough money that you could support your son to make this come true. And more power to that family, and more power to that young man. And yes, I would love to be in that situation when I was 18, but at 18 years of age I was just struggling with everything. I mean, I was living under a bridge when I was 15. I was living under the Motueka Bridge. It was an adventure. So I don't equate having those things to being happy or content or anything. It's just something I've always wanted, and never been in a situation quite to make it happen. Not fully true. There's things I could have done, but I put my money into other places and things. One of them was this piece of land here, and another one was this shed that I've got. So it was prioritising. It wasn't a priority for me. Now this young kid, he was good enough to let me film him, and so I did, and I put it on my Facebook page, the Clay Talk Stories Facebook page. And one guy wrote, rich parents, that's all it was. And straight away, like 50 or 69 likes. Get a nut, get a nut. And all these comments about rich daddy's money and all that, and all of these comments, the green monster came out. And I had a feeling that might happen. Good boy, nut. Had a feeling that might happen. But a lot of them were quite unsupportive to a young man that's doing well, who we should be supporting all young men in our community, because that's tomorrow's world. And I thought about this, and I thought, you know, most of those people that hit that like button on that comment, rich parents, or they made it a negative thing in some way, most of them probably came from a situation where their parents either didn't make smart decisions, or their parents didn't work really hard, or there was bad luck, or maybe it wasn't even a priority to have money in life. And that's fine, because a lot of people's priority is not to have money, and why should it be? It's not the most important thing in the world. But straight away it brought out all this negativity, and I thought about that and wondered why is it that we have this syndrome where when someone else is succeeding, some people have the need to see it in a negative light and put them down, and so forth. Is it because there's a feeling of, I wish this was me and it didn't happen to me? I don't know. I don't know why people feel that way. It's bizarre. I don't feel that way. I just see a chain of events that have come together to make something beautiful happen, which was a nice truck and a happy young man, and that's great. And I wish those people more success, because they deserve it. And I think if you look at people like that in a negative term, and you berate them, or you say, oh, it's daddy's money, or spoiled kid, or dad's truck, or whatever you're saying, and don't give that young man the respect that he deserves for achieving that goal, I think you yourself will always be poor as well. Not just financially poor, but poor inside yourself. I think it's important to celebrate the wins of our fellow man. I think it's important to not only support people that are struggling and down, and help them find their way, but also support those that have done well, because they also need support. We all do. Money doesn't mean that you're going to be well. Money doesn't mean you're not going to get cancer. Money doesn't mean you're not going to have depression. Money doesn't mean that you're not going to struggle with your relationships. Having a new truck doesn't mean anything other than you've got a new truck. That's all it means. So I wanted to talk about that. And I will have a V8 Land Cruiser, a new one. I will have that. I've been manifesting for so long, and I will have it. And when I do have it, and it'll be sooner than later, guarantee you that. This old truck here, that one there next to my daughter's car, I'm going to take the new wheels off the new one and put them on that. I'm going to take the new mirrors off the new one and put them on that. I'm going to take everything off the new one that I want to have a way that I want. I'm going to get that thing nice and tidy and going. And I might give it to my son, I might give it to my daughter, I might give it to another mate when it's all done up, or I might just keep it here parked up for the day when I need to have it for something else, or I might sell it and pay a few bills off, like get the house finished, because my house is only half finished. I've only got a bedroom and a kitchen, the rest has all got holes in it. But that's a priority thing, and that's my business and no one else's business. And the same goes for you too. If you've worked really hard and you've got something that's good, and how you got it and what you did to get it is totally your business. And people can judge, and they will judge and say what they want. Let them say what they want, doesn't matter. It's completely up to you. Nobody knows how hard you've worked. Nobody knows the sacrifices you made to get what you've got. Only you know that. And what other people think and say is not really any of your business anyway. Anyway, that's just my opinion, not necessarily correct, on my thoughts on money and people and stuff. You'll have your own, and your thoughts will be just as real to you as mine are to me. But I hope you enjoyed this talk. Have a great day. Going to cook up some grub and go steady. See you later. These dogs are too tired for him today. Well, Johnny's not, but the other three are. Come on, Pace. You right, buddy? He's got something wrong with his eyes. I think he got a poke in the eye with a stick. You okay, buddy? You're going very slow today. Yeah, that eye's a bit sore, isn't it, mate, eh? You got a poke in the eye yesterday with a stick. Good dog. Come on. See ya.